snowstorm Monday. I filmed this class to give you all something to do since I normally teach a bunch of classes on Monday and all my classes were canceled because of the snow. So I thought it would be something for you all to do while we are all bundled up nice and cozy in our homes. This class is a big hip opener, so we're going to say low and slow to the ground. We do a lot of hip openings shapes, and we'll end in a very juicy supported back bend. So I have 2 blocks here at the top edge of my space. I'm going to recommend a blanket or some towel or something for a little bit of padding if your knees are sensitive. And I have a bolster because I'm in a studio, but if you don't have a bolster, you can use a pillow or a rolled up blanket. We're going to lay on that at the very end of class just to be nice and cozy, so you don't have to worry about it right now. And we are going to go ahead and get started laying on our back. So you can come down flat to your back in any position that lets you just land here. I love snowstorms because they're full of calm and peace, I find. The snow is just such a beautiful, symbol of hibernation. And after a big storm, when everything just settles, there's this calm, there's this quiet. And so see if you can replicate that in your own physical form or in your own spirit. Settle in, settle down. And you can start to slow and deepen your breath in and out the nose. Notice the effects of this slow and steady breath through the nose. Notice the effects of it on your body, on your energy. And in this more slow flow style class today, we're going to keep our movements to the rhythm of our breath, just like we do in all vinyasa. But I'll invite you to find a little bit slower pace for the breath and movement today. So I'm just walking through this thick snow that we just got, where you can't walk the same pace that you normally do. You kind of have to trudge with a little bit of resistance. Slowing you down, see if you can slow down. Two more cycles of this slow, deepening, settling breath. Release the breath out. As you inhale, nice, start to reach your arms up and overhead, stretch even towards the back edge of your space. You can wiggle your fingers, take any movements here that feel good to you. And then if your knees are not bent, go ahead and bend the knees and step your feet to the floor. We're all going to bring our feet as wide as the mat. So bring the feet pretty wide, but pretty close to the hips still. And then we'll keep the arms reaching. Take an inhale just like this. Good. And then with a nice soft exhale, we'll drop our knees over to the right. Let the thighs heavy. And on your inhale, we'll come up through center. Drop the knees to the left. Come on up through center. Inhale. Knees to the right as you breathe out. And we're going to go back and forth a couple times here. If the arms overhead like so doesn't feel good, you could either take them to cactus or find an interlace behind the head. But I want to have some openness in the armpit region as we move the hips side to side. Let's do about 3 more to each side. And see if the trailing knee, so that means as I go to the right, my left knee, see if you can reach it towards the front of the rib, so lengthening the hip and pulling out your belly. And then same thing go to the left, pull the right knee a little bit forward so you get a little bit more space. One more cycle just like that. Everybody probably needs to slow it down, so go a little bit slower on this last round. Good, everyone. All right. When the knees come to the right next, we're going to pause. So next time your two knees go right, pause here. You can heavy both the knees down and thighs down towards the earth. And think about that left knee stretching forward. So you're getting a long stretch from your left kneecap to your hip, to your left armpit, to your left fingertips. And you might look over the left armpit here and breathe into the left lung so that you could inflate just the left lung, create a space on the side waist. This movement is so juicy. It's one of my absolute favorites. Especially if the arms reaching overhead, it just feels like so exalted in the body. Let's take the knees up through center on your inhale. We're going to go to the other side as you exhale. So over to the left, and then find that long line. So right knee to hip, hip to armpit, armpit to fingertip, and you gaze off to the right. Fill the right lung with breath. Go ahead and pull the knees up through center as you breathe in. And you can hug the legs in as you exhale. And just do a couple rocks here. You can point and flex the toes or roll the ankles around. Maybe draw some circles with the knees. You guys know I love to do that. Good. Couple more moments here. And then we're going to place our feet on the ground right underneath the knee. So that hips distance apart here. Cross the right ankle over the left knee for a figure four. And then we're going to flex this foot and send the right thigh forward. You can even take your palm to the thigh and gently press it. Gently press it. And then you could stay here, or if you want a little bit more, you can interlace hands around the left hamstring or around the left shin. Keep the action in that right leg. The foot is flexed, thighs pressing forwards. And then when you grab the leg, your chest and head came up and rounded. Try to lay yourself down. Let this be soft. We're just going to hang here for a couple breaths. You can rock a little bit or pump the legs in and out. But begin to invite space into that right hip joint. Last breath here. See if you can unclench the jaw and soften the features of the face. And we'll keep the shape of the legs, but release your left foot down to the ground. Open up the arms to a T, and then drop the shape to the left so that the right foot plants on the earth. And then think about this thigh, keep pressing it forwards. Left hand could stay reached, or it could come gently to the hip. And you'll stretch that right arm out and gaze over the right side. Couple breaths into right side lung here, finding that same long line of length. Come on up through center. Right foot to the earth. Left foot's going to cross. Flex the foot, send that thigh forward. Stay here or interlace. You can take a couple rocks. Any little movements. Soften shoulders, throw and face. Breathe into the left hip. And you can release the right foot down. Open up through the arms, drop the foot to the right, plant it down, and then send that left thigh forwards. Gaze under your left arm, stretch it out. Let's come on up through center. Release 2 feet to the ground. Hug your knees into your chest. And then you can take a couple rocks and rolls up and down the length of the mat, or you can roll off to one side to come out. But we're going to meet in a tabletop, so anchor right there. And then you'll take hands under the shoulders, knees under your hips, toes point back. We'll move through some cat-cows just to arrive. So as you breathe in, you can reach the heart up, pull the shoulders together, lift the tail to the sky. And on your exhale, press the floor leg round, doming the back, dropping head and tail. And a couple like that, see if you can stay with that slow, steady breath that we cultivated at the beginning of our practice. And rather than just moving habitually through these cat-cows that some of us do very many times a week, see if you can bring in a little bit more awareness and intention. So with the slower breath, okay, invite in some more awareness. Okay, last one. We're going to meet in a regular tabletop, and then we're going to take some single leg cat-cows. So knees are under the hips. We're going to reach the right toes to the sky, keeping the knee roughly bent at 90 degrees. And then as you poke those toes up, you'll move into your back bend shape. Heart will lift, toes will lift. And as you exhale, we're going to round into our cat and bring your knee towards our nose. We've got 4 like that. So inhale, we lift, we arch. Exhale, we curl, tuck, round, press. Inhale, spinal extension, hip extension. Exhale, spinal flexion, hip flexion. Last one like that. Curl up a bit. Take your right knee back under the hips. Give it a little shimmy if you like. We're going to go right into the second side. So now the left toes will poke up. As you inhale, lift the heart, or lift the toes. And then as you exhale, press and tuck it under. Okay, let's do 5 like that with your slow, steady breath. And the slowing of the breath and of the movements really allows us to drop into somatic sensations. Those are the physical sensations that we feel in our bodies. When we slow, it's easier to tap into that. All right, left knee under hips. Give a little shimmy. Now I'm going to face you, but you guys can stay facing the camera. We're going to come to a regular tabletop shape, but then we're going to step our right foot out to the side. And foot is going to be roughly in line with the hip and the knee. We're going to take an inhale and send our hips back towards our left heel. And then as you exhale, shoulders are going to come back over the wrists. And we'll pulse that a couple times. So inhale, we're going back. Exhale, we come forwards. I'm going to give you an option to add on here for a little side bend. So if you want to add a side bend, we're going to take the left hand and place it right in front of the right hand. And then as you inhale and send the hips back, we get a side stretch. Exhale, come on forwards. Good. Last one like this. And then option to add on here. So now as we go back, we can flip the right toes up to the sky. And then pull your hands back a little bit more. And then come on forwards. And we'll do 3 like that. So option to flip toes up. And we're flipping the knee up too, so the whole hip is rotating. Good, let's do 2 more. I'm really feeling this today. I don't know what is in the air, but apparently hip openers is the theme for all the teachers this week. I took a class this morning and it was almost the same as mine. It was all hip stuff. It was so funny. Okay, so we're going to take the left foot up to the left. Set up the same way in your regular tabletop, and we'll just start with the 2 hands under the shoulders to open. We'll do a couple like this. And this is one of those shapes that's kind of funny. My ladies taking this class, ladies seem to love this. Guys don't seem to love this as much. I don't know what it is. All right, let's add the option for the side bend. So right hand can come in front of left, send it back. Come on forwards. Send it back. Come on forwards. Option to flip up the toes. So now as you inhale and go back, left toes might flip, knee points up. Exhale, we come forwards. Let's do 4 more like that. The last one. Good. Come back forwards. 2 hands under your shoulders, knees under your hips. Turning back. So you can see, we'll do a little wag here. Shake it out. And then let's send our hips back for a child's pose. Knees can come a little bit wide. Toes can touch. Arms stretch forwards. Hang on down. See if you can bring the breath into the low belly. Plant your 2 palms, walk your fingers forward. Roll up through a cat as you breathe in. And then once the shoulders stack, we're going to tuck our toes and send the hips up to a down dog. I'm going to take a couple petals, sways, and wags here, shake it out. The sun is peeking through the windows at me, so I'm going to get up to straight curves in a minute, but land in your down dog, take a couple rounds of breath here, shake it out. And then start to find stillness in the dog. See if you can recreate that slow, steady breath. Can you maintain the equanimity of the breath even while we start to build our shapes a little bit more active? Last breath in your dog. Okay, look forward. We're going to step our right foot outside of our right hand for a lizard lunge. This is like one of my least favorite poses. We'll tap the back knee down, point your toes, option to grab your blocks. Blocks will come under the shoulders, and then we're going to drop the pelvis down. I want you to think about your sitting bones going towards your front heel. So pull the sitting bones towards the front heel, knee stays over the ankle, so you can lift the heart up a little bit. Let's take an inhale here. And then on our exhale, we're going to send our hips back for a half split. So this right toe will flick up. You can keep the blocks here, try to pull your heart forward so rather than just pressing and grounding. And then we're going to move that with a slow, steady breath. So as you inhale, come on forward, you can drop the pelvis, you can lift the heart. On the exhale, pull those hips back. Let's do 3 more like that with your breath. Go ahead. Last one. Okay, next time on your back, we're going to hold it here. So you might bend the elbows, you fold a little deeper over this leg. Heart pulls forwards, pull your right bum back, fold inwards. 2 breaths. And back into your front knee as you breathe in. Tuck your back toes and pick up the back knee. Now we're going to walk the blocks forward so that they're off the top edge of our space. Go ahead and lunge forwards. Take an inhale. As you exhale, left foot's going to step forward. So you're in a forward fold. You can bring the feet underneath the hips. Go ahead and fold down over your legs. You can shake the head, wiggle the hips here. Take about 2 breaths. See if you can soften the face and yeah, I'm going to move these curtains a little bit, friends, but soften the face. Let the spine hang. And then on your inhale, we'll take a half lift. So try to pull the heart forward. You can use your blocks here and go ahead and fold down. 2 more like that. Half lift. Fold it down. Last one. And then you're going to take a half lift on your inhale. Use your exhale to step your right leg back. And then we'll grab the knee, point the toes. We're going to set up a lizard on the second side. So you can grab those two blocks again. And in our lizard, the left foot is a little bit wider than hips distance. So it's not right in line with hip, it's more towards the edge of the mat. And then same thing here, knee over the ankle. Our pelvis is going to drop towards that left heel. Heart will pick up, breathe in. Pull your hips back as you breathe out. Mentioned this is like my least favorite pose. I love a pulsing lunge to half split, but for some reason in lizard, my legs just feel so much more tight. But I don't shy away from teaching things that I hate or doing things that I hate, because then they just get harder. So I try to incorporate a lot of movements that I find challenging in my body, in my classes, partly as a practice and a way to understand it in myself. Okay, next time you're back, we'll hang. You can fold forward so you can bend the elbows, belly closer to that left thigh. Heart pulls forwards. 2 breaths here. Bend to your front knee. Start to walk the blocks towards the top edge of your space again. Tuck your back toes, pick up your back knee. Listen carefully. This time we're going to step to molasses. So your left foot's already wide. You're going to step your right foot wide, and then go ahead and sit your hips down. Your hands can rest on the blocks or on the floor. We're going to take an inhale in. As you exhale, straighten the legs and fold down. We'll do that a couple times. So inhale, descend the hips, big hip flexion, chest opens, fold down. And I like to move my toes a little bit wide as I sit, and then a little bit more narrow as I fold, but you can keep them wide or you can keep them narrow. It just really depends on your ankle and knee and hip mobility. Let's do 2 more. Last time you sit it down. Hold. This time heel toe your feet back under the hips. You can take a half lift here. And then we're going to step the left leg back. Knee's going to tap down. Toes will point. Don't grab your blocks quite yet. Lifting up to a low lunge. We'll settle here for a couple rounds of breath. So kind of like the lizard, hips are moving towards that front heel, knees over the ankle. And then the arms are going to reach out of the hips, like they're going to touch the sky. Steady, slow breath here for 2. Last one. Take your inhale here. As you exhale, you'll bring both of your hands inside the right foot. I'm going to recommend a block for this. We're going to set a baby side ankle. So your left shin is going to point to the right edge of the space. Right hand's on block at any height, and then the left arm's going to sweep up. And you might need to adjust the shape here a little bit, so just notice whatever you need to do to kind of create openness on the left and the right side body. You might need to bend that knee a little bit more, pull your right hip back, and try to open up your chest towards the left. So left arm can stay like this, or it can come to your hip. We're going to move the shape. So we're going to inhale here. As you exhale, pull your hips back, kind of like you're doing a triangle. You could flip the right toes up if you'd like. And then we're going to bend back into the knee, breathe in. Good, exhale, pull the hips back. 3 more like that. And as you do these, can you keep the chest open? And can you keep your right armpit pulling forward? So even as the hip goes back, try not to like round the whole body. Try to keep some length in the spine. Last. We're going to bend into that knee. This time we're going to hang here for 2. So left arm can sweep up. Maybe it comes forwards, but keep the chest open. Right knee's moving a little to the right, and your right bum bone is pulling back. 2 breaths in your baby extended side angle. Inhale here. Look at your right foot. Bring your left hand down. Re-parallel the shin. then left hand can stay on the floor or block. Right arm's gonna come on up to the sky for a twist. So open up the other way. Hips can stay descending, that right hip stays pulling back. Right arm can lift or stay on hips. Good, breathe in. As you exhale, we're gonna frame our front foot, move your blocks out of the way. Tuck your back toes, pick up the back knee. Now we're gonna sit to a figure four down dog. So your right foot's gonna cross over your left ankle, send the hips back like down dog. Same figure four cues as before. Right thigh presses back, right foot flexes. Take 2 breaths like this. Step your right foot down. Downward facing dog. Take a moment here. We'll step the left foot forwards next. So same on the second side. I'm on left turn so you guys can see the shapes. Actually, I'm going to stay this way because I want to show you something with the hips. So left foot forward, let's come up to our little lunge. Right knee down, toes point, come on up. Hips descending, arms reaching out of your waist. Steady breath, let's do 3 deep counts. Feels good to open that right hip after all that flexion there. Okay, take your inhale. And then hands are going to come inside that left foot. So what I want to show here on their side angle is that sometimes when we come into these shapes, our bum swings out like so. See how the knee is caved in and the butt comes out? So what I want us to think about is sending that knee to the left and pulling the sitting bone back. So it's going to create a little bit more space. So see if you can find that, and then you'll take your left hand to the block inside the left foot. Right arm can come up to the sky, right shin will parallel. See if you can find that little hug back of left hip. And then right arm can stay here or come to your hip. We'll take an in breath here. And then as you exhale, hips come back like a baby triangle shape. Inhale, we come forwards. Exhale, pull it back. And see if the chest can stay open. 2 more. Really just like flossing out those hips in this class today. Lots of movement in the second chakra space. That's our hips and pelvis. And that is a home of creativity. So this class, its hope is to spark some inspiration within. Okay, bend into your knee. We're going to pause here. Right arm can reach up. Maybe it reaches overhead. Keep the chest open. Pull the left bum bone back. 2 breaths here. Inhale. Look at your left foot. And then you're going to land this hand. Turn the right shin to parallel. Move the block, perhaps. And then left arm to sweep up for your wrist. Last bit here. Good. Exhale, frame the front foot, back toes tucked, pick up that knee. We're going to figure 4 down dog, left ankle over right thigh. Hips up and back. Take 2 breaths here, and then turn back to face forward, so you guys don't get confused. And then you can go ahead and set that left foot back down, regular downward facing dog here. Let's do a couple rounds of breath. Outer hips lifting up, arms pressing down. Head is soft. We're going to step the right foot forward between the hands. And then we're going to walk to a wide-legged straddle to the left. You'll tap your fingers under your shoulders, find a half lift in the spine. Press down through your feet. And then go ahead and fold down over your legs. Good. Start to build your half lift again on your inhale. And then we're going to keep the feet glued to the floor, but as you breathe out, we're going to bend into the right knee. And then come on up through center on your inhale, and the left knee as you breathe out. And we'll go back and forth a couple times. So we're going to be here for like 5 to 7 breaths. So if you know and love your deep skanda, you can build into that, or you can go right into that. But I'll give you some time for some skandasa exploration. An option, a very good option to always just stay up a little bit higher. You can even bring hands to blocks if the floor feels far away, but it might give you a little bit more space for the hips. So about 3 more rounds to each side. Maybe you start to make your way lower if you weren't already. Maybe you stay high, creating a little bit more strength and support. Last round to each side. Good. All right, we're gonna meet in center. So come back through your half lifted wide-legged fold, and then walk your hands forward to frame or front runner's lunge. Grab your 2 blocks. Take a half lift here in the spine, breathe in. Go to pyramid as you breathe out. Right leg straightens, you can fold over. I'm just gonna keep this left heel lifted to give the hips a little bit more of a spill forwards. You have about 2 breaths here. Same thing as our side angle, so you can pull your right hip back rather than swing out. And if the hands are down, try not to just press them down around the spine, but rather than the elbows, pull your chest closer to your leg. Go back into your knee, move the blocks, step back down up. Step your left foot forwards. I'm just going to turn this way. And then we're going to walk to a wide-legged straddle. Find your half lift. And this time, take your hands to your hips. Press yourself all the way to stance with your arms to the sky, star pose. Take a breath in here, your feet are pressing, your hands are lifting. Inhale, get taller. Exhale, bring your hands to prayer at heart center. We're going to set up our legs in a goddess pose. Bring the feet a little bit closer together. Toes turned out, heels turned in. Palms will stay at heart. We're going to go ahead and sit on down to our goddess squats. We've done a lot of inner groin opening, a lot of outer glute engagement. So see if you can engage the outer glutes to open the inner thighs. Sit a little bit lower, hands to prayer, spine and heart open. Let's take one full breath just like this. And then we're going to sway our goddess. So a little bit side to side. We've got about 5-ish breaths here. Keep the hips low. Try to keep those thighs open, the knees pressing back. Chest open. Okay, let's do 2 more sways to each side. Pause in center. Take an inhale. Sit a little lower, breathe out. As you inhale, you can straighten your legs, turn your toes forward, sweep your arms out back to your star pose. As you exhale, we're going to come back to a wide-legged fold. Hands will come under the shoulders, find your half lift. Walk to your runner's lunge, top of the mat. And then blocks or tentative fingers, breathe in here. Here, leads your exhale, fold over that left leg. Left hip pulls back. Chest closer to the thigh. Right heel might lift to spill the hips forwards. 1 more breath here. You bend into your knee. Command your hands. Downward facing dog. Take 3 breaths in your down dog. Find that slow, steady breath again. Just did a fair amount of work, so see if that breath can help you to settle back down. To come back to the body. From your down dog, tap your knees down to your child's pose. Hips back towards the heels, arms reach forward, land the forehead, or let it hang in line with the ears. Bring the breath deep into the low belly. Imagine that you're flushing the pelvis out with every breath. Like a river running through it or an ocean wave coming in to cleanse, to reset, to nourish, and to pull away debris. The breath can nourish and release debris. Pull the chest forwards back to that cat pose. So if you inhale, come on forward to your cat. This time when the shoulders stack, we're going to drop the pelvis very high, cobra. So heart will lift, move the shoulders away from the chest. Take a breath in here. And then slowly lower down to your belly. So we'll bend the elbows, lower slowly down. Once you get there, plant your two hands, walk your toes back to the long front of the hip. As you inhale, we'll take cobra. So a couple rolling cobras is one of my favorites. On the exhale, we'll roll down. 3 more like that. Last one. Good, roll down. Take your 2 hands, stack them under the forehead, lay yourself down. 2 belly breaths here. So breathe into the mat in between the hips. We're going to take a space pose here. So you'll start to prop yourself up on your elbows. Elbows are under the shoulders, palms are flat to the floor. And try to parallel your forearms here. And then the toes are reaching long, thighs are active. And then look forwards, pull your heart forwards. Move the shoulders away from chest and ears. And to lengthen through the back. One more breath here. Inhale in your space pose. And you'll stack your hands, open your elbows, lay yourself down. We're going to do 2 more rounds of space, adding in a half frog. So the blanket can be helpful here underneath the knees. We're going to set up our half frog. We'll start on the left side. So your knees going to come out in line with the hip. You're aiming for a 90-degree angle with the thigh and the calf and the thigh and the body. And then you want to think about pushing the left knee away from the body so that you're long through this inner thigh that you've been working with. Once you've got that, you can stay flat or you can come up to your half frog space pose. So, same thing in the chest, the heart pulls forward, shoulders move down and back. You may even drag the forearms a little bit to pull yourself forwards. And keep lengthening through the inner left thigh. You've got about 3 breaths here. So you can think about the left hip falling towards the earth. So the pelvis is grounded, is rooted. Last breath. You stack your hands, lower the chest, bring your left leg back, shinny the hips. And we'll do that on the second side. So right leg can go out to the right. Find that 90-degree angle-ish. Leave it under the knees, very helpful if you've got bony knees, I do. And then you can come up to your space. Space half frog. Every time I teach this, I wonder if there's some kind of creature that looks like a sphinx and a frog. You'll have to find that and name this pose officially. Because frog or sphinx. Is it kind of like fruits? Maybe it's a fruits. Okay. Let's put here. Drop your hips, pull the heart forwards. Stack your hands, lay it down. Right knee next to left, shimmy out the hips. 2 belly breaths here. The air in this room just turned on, so it might be kind of hard to hear me now. I'm going to speak up a little louder. But we'll plant our hands by our low ribs again. Press up and back to your child's pose. Notice if this feels different for that spinal extension. Tuck your toes underneath, make your way back to your downward facing dog. This is our last long class. Knees can tap down. Go ahead and sit on your shins. And then scoot your hips off to one side. So we're going to take some supported shapes to close here. This is where the blocks and our bolster is going to be helpful. So I'll show two options here. If you happen to have 4 blocks, I'm going to give you a bunch of options since a lot of you are taking this at home. Option 1 with the blocks, we're going to do Supta Baddha pose. That's a back-bended bound ankle pose with butterfly legs. So you might take the blocks underneath the thighs like so as we lay down, okay? I'm just going to show a bolster and then we'll go with the options there. So bolster can come behind you. Again, if you have a pillow, that works too. If you have a bolster, I like a fist-width distance between my sacrum and the bolster. You're going to blanket, you put it at the back for a little pillow. And then if you go ahead and lay down, blanket is on the ground, on the back of the skull, not on the neck or the shoulders. And then the feet will come together, knees wide for your belly going up. And blocks at whatever height allows the thighs to be soft. We don't want to feel like tension here, okay? There needs to be release. So if you do not have a bolster, you can do supported fish with the 2 blocks, one under the head and one right under the, like where your sports bra would lie on the shoulder blades, so that's option 2. You can also wrap up blankets and put them underneath your knees. So find any variation of this shape that you can manage with your surroundings. The palms can open towards the sky, and let the shoulders flop down towards the earth. We're going to linger here for a bit. This is the most juicy of all restorative shapes in my opinion. So you can let yourself drop in, settle in, surrendering to the openness of this shape. And you come back to that visual of after a big snow. The earth is quiet, still, is like blanketed in this magic. Can you embody that stillness, that quiet, that want to close the lens, bring the nose to the eyes, and gently help the lens to close. And then option to stay up on the bolster for rest. It can be really nice to have this support and this lovely back bend. But if you want to come off it, you can come off it. You can straighten the legs and start to make your way to your resting shape. And as you move into that pose, settle in. Like the last drips of snow, let it just land. Let it finally come to that still, quiet place. And I don't know about you, but I remember snow days from childhood were filled with like wonder and excitement and joy and so much creativity of what games to play, what worlds to live in. There was just so much creativity and inspiration. They cultivate that same explorative, creative, curious mindset right now as we stay in our rest, as we hibernate in the stillness. Can you stay curious? You explore gently. Drop in any amount deeper. Release any holding in body, mind, and breath. Release everything and rest. Shavasana. If you have time to stay longer, please stay longer. you are ready to move on, you can start to bring the breath back into the body. Start to bring one foot and the other to the ground, and the knees grounding the soles of the feet. And softly roll off to one side. If your arm blocks or bolster or blanket, you can just flop right off. Really slowly come up to the seat. When you get there, take one hand to your heart and one hand to your low belly. And observe how you feel after practice, after rest. And hopefully this practice helped you to deepen in to the felt experience. It might have brought up some energetic release or shifts as you move through creation chakra. And maybe it caused some inspiration, a little spark of curiosity. And may you take that with you as you move off of the mat and into the rest of your day, night, or wherever you're going to next. Our work here is always to carry what we learn on the mat in our practice into the world. So that we show up as yogis, not just in our physical form, but also spiritually and energetically as we move throughout the world. May you carry some of this settling, this curiosity, some of this calm and wonder. Bring it with you. Take an inhale to seal in the effects of our practice. Use your exhale to let it settle. All right, thank you friends so much. Thanks for joining me online. I'll be doing more of these classes in this format, so if you liked it, you can like, subscribe, give me a message, send a comment. I'd love to hear from you. And I hope this all stay really warm and cozy on this snow day. Okay, bye.